Tad Younger says, in each and every election, it's your right, it's your freedom, and it's your interests that are on the ballot. Elections are around the corner. Make the right choice. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Mohammed.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On our lineup today, EFCC secures 703 convictions in 3 years. EFCC seeks inter-agency cooperation in tackling illegal oil bunkering. Mago charges youths on good character. EFCC ICPC inaugurates integrity clubs in some schools in Enugu. 7.6 billion naira fraud. Court revokes ex-Abia Governor Kali's bail. This and more reports right after this timeout. It's time for stock taking for the acting EFCC chairman Ibrahim Mustafa Mago as he clocks 3 years in office. Commemorating the occasion with a news conference at the Commission's headquarters in Jabi, Abuja, the anti-graft boss revealed that the Commission has secured 703 convictions in the 3 years that he has been in charge of administering the affairs of the agency. Here are details.
Mago said in the past 3 years he has set recovery records to the envy of virtually all law enforcement agencies in Africa, stressing that it was on record that about 90% of all recoveries in Nigeria were secured by the EFCC. Given a breakdown of the convictions, Mago hinted that so far from January to November 2018, the agency under his watch had secured 217 convictions, which included those of 2 former state governors, Jolin Yame of Taraba and Joshua Darie of Plateau, as well as Joseph Nwobike, a senior advocate of Nigeria.
The past 3 years have been very eventful, and in spite of the obstacles we have consistently made progress in the areas of convictions, and particularly the recovery of assets stolen from all our commonwealths.
He further noted that the agency has intensified efforts in the areas of recovering stolen wealth from the corrupt. According to him, the EFCC has recovered more than 794 billion naira, over $261 million, 1,115,930 pounds and 47 cents, 8,168,871 euros and 13 euro cents, and 86,500 cifers.
Hundreds of properties such as filling stations, petroleum products, land and jewelries, automobiles, real estate gazelles, hospitals, company shares, and heavy machineries and broadcast equipment have been seized from corrupt elements between 2015 and 2018.
Magu pointed out that the EFCC under his watch remained committed to the mantra of President Buhari to kill corruption. He noted that meticulous investigations into the activities of corrupt persons has led to the seizure of 407 mansions between 2015 and 2018. He added that out of these, 126 have been forfeited finally and 281 are under interim forfeiture, including another 9 filling stations which were seized and placed under interim forfeiture, with land seized which sums up to 98. Of which 56 are under interim forfeiture, while 42 have been forfeited finally to the federal government. 259 automobiles have been seized, 35 are under interim forfeiture, while 224 have been forfeited finally. Among other properties forfeited finally by the order of the court, according to Magu, include St. Solomon Healthcare Center, located at number 24 Adeniyi Jones Street, Ikeja, Lagos, Base Transceiver Station, BTS equipment in 36 sites across 5 eastern states, 1,500 metric tons of automotive gas oil, and 3,035 metric tons of low-poor fuel oil, LPFO, forfeited finally in 2016. The engagement with the press also afforded Magu the opportunity to highlight other achievements in the course of his stewardship, which include the successful completion of the EFCC's new head office complex that had been under construction since 2011, the massive recruitment of officers across all cadres for the Commission, the expansion of the EFCC's operational base, creation of new operations units to cater for new forms of financial crimes, the dramatic turnaround of the Forensic Directorate to meet international standards, and an improved relationship with international law enforcement agencies.
It was not only Nigerians or Africans that took notice. In faraway Sri Lanka, during the meeting of head of anti-corruption agency, the new head office, the EFCC head office was described as the world's best member houses and anti-corruption agency.
Magu, who was appointed chairman of the heads of anti-corruption agencies in Commonwealth Africa, successfully hosted the 8th Regional Conference of the body in May. The acting chairman also expressed gratitude to President Buhari for the opportunity to serve. He, however, said the journey has not been rosy, as he described his task of championing the anti-corruption crusade as one of the most difficult jobs in the world because corruption always fights back violently on many fronts. He highlighted some of the challenges, to include the several attacks on officers of the Commission, the strangling to death of a police officer on guard duty at his farmhouse, and unprecedented slander against him. Magu stressed that in spite of the obstacles, the Commission has consistently made progress in the areas of convictions, and particularly the recovery of assets stolen from our Commonwealth, while paying tribute to the patriotic and hard-working officers and men of the EFCC who are daily making the required sacrifices to ensure that corruption is killed. Magu said that the war has only just begun against the corrupt, and in this war of our lives, there will be no retreat, no surrender. It will be recalled that Ibrahim Mustafa Magu took over the affairs of the Commission on November 11, 2018, after his appointment by President Muhammadu Buhari. Rola Kyodo Fincholaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
The zonal head of operations Port Harcourt Rivers State, Nange Obono Itam, has stressed the need for better interagency cooperation and synergy in combating the menace of illegal oil bunkering. Itam made this known in Port Harcourt Rivers State while delivering a speech at a joint session of the Nigerian Police and EFCC to a delegation of students and staff of Armed Forces Command and Staff College Jaji, Kaduna State, who came on an operation visit to the two agencies. Again, Rolake Odofinjolayemi has the details.
According to Itam, better interagency involvement in the fight against oil theft will make it impossible for criminal elements to ply their illicit trade, thereby making prosecution of suspected fraudsters more successful. He said the EFCC is collaborating with sister agencies to achieve mutually beneficial objectives. Itam disclosed that the EFCC enjoys a robust and good relationship with the Nigerian Navy in the Niger Delta region. He took the students through the dynamics of tackling illegalities in a restive environment like the South-South and emphasized that more progress can be made if security agencies work together and pursue a common goal of fighting economic and financial crimes and other crimes.
The result of this partnership is that we've secured a number of convictions. We've also had a lot of seizures, and there are a lot of, to be specific, we have 27 ongoing cases that are all undergoing prosecution, all as a result of the partnership from the maritime domain, particularly with the Navy. And I want to assure you, naval authorities and students and staff of the Armed Forces and Command Staff College, that EFCC will continue to respect and reinforce mutual cooperation with all agencies, because our objects are the same.
In his remarks, the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Zaki Mohammed, said that the police in Rivers State is succeeding in checking illegalities largely through interagency collaboration and synergy. He cited several instances where criminals were tracked and arrested through joint operations of the military and the police, adding that the objective of every security agency is to tackle criminality.
We work hand in hand. We are always in constant touch with all the commanders of all the agencies. And if there is any sin, any challenge, we put it together as well. We need to work together. We need the togetherness, jointness, cooperation, collaboration, partnership, and synergy in carrying out our mandate.
The leader of the delegation, Captain O.A. Oshatuberu, appreciated the response of the EFCC to the training needs of his colleagues and stood for more cooperation among security agencies in the South-South.
The students are here today because Armed Forces Command and Staff College starts very middle-level officers, senior officers, for command and staff appointments in the service. In essence, most of these officers will work with you shortly after completing this course. And because we know that collaboration is vital, we have brought them here to hear from you, to meet with you, so that when they come back to the field, we'll be able to have the kind of synergy that the CP has already highlighted exists in Port Harcourt area.
Oshatuberu advised that collaboration and synergy be institutionalized, as without this, the nation stands to lose. Rola Keldofin Jolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Still from the Port Harcourt zone of the EFCC, the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has tasked youth across the country to embrace the virtues of good character in their quest for leadership as an important condition to enlist in the anti-corruption war. Magu gave this charge in Port Harcourt, Rivers State at the music talent concert of Warriors of Christ International Church. Amina Kawa tells us more.
According to the EFCC chairman, corruption affects the future of youths more than any other segment of the society. But with the right attitude and good character, youths can tackle the problems of corruption. Magu said the future of the youths cannot be mortgaged continuously, as corruption is dreadful and hinders development. He, however, urged the youths to confront the evils of corrupt practices by demonstrating good character and right attitudes. He stressed that talents are assets, but without good character, there may be no reward for them. He emphasized that God will make a way for every talent nurtured with the right attitude. Magu, who was represented by the zonal head of operations of the EFCC in the Port Harcourt zone, Nange Obona Itam, also admonished youths to shun economic and financial crimes. The anti-graft czar said it was only by avoiding criminality that the future will be open for the youths. He congratulated the church and welcomed the idea of partnership with the EFCC in the areas of sensitization and public awareness. In his response, the pastor of the church, Bishop John Richard, commended the EFCC for its unwavering commitment to the anti-corruption war, saying that the Commission has made indelible marks in its assigned mandate. He said the church is pleased that the EFCC is focused and urged the youths to emulate the good works of the Commission and shun all acts of corruption. In his own submissions, Senator Magnus Abbey, one of the guests that graced the occasion, charged youths across the country to always seek ways and means of working harder than anyone else.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Southeast Zonal Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in partnership with the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has set up an anti-corruption and integrity clubs in 3 secondary schools across Enugu State. Again, Amina Kawa has the details of how the inauguration went.
The integrity clubs were set up as part of the sensitization and enlightenment activities of the anti-corruption agencies. The 2 agencies also use the services of the National Youth Service Scheme, NYSC Community Development Services, to reach out to young Nigerians whose future are being mortgaged by corruption in every segment of the nation. The 3 schools are community secondary schools, Umuyezi and Obufia, both in Akunanau, in Kanu West, and Federal Government College, Enugu. While speaking in one of the schools, the head Public Affairs Department, Southeast Zone of the EFCC, Chris Oluka, told the students that corruption is the bane of all the problems bedeviling the country. Oluka said economic crimes sabotage and target the resources of the country, while financial crimes are the ones involving the illegal usage of cash or financial instruments, which can also take the form of obtaining by false pretenses. He further urged them to be good citizens of Nigeria as they are the future of the country.
Tomorrow can be closer or further than you think. The tomorrow that they say you are the leaders of tomorrow, it is closer if you become a good person. You start influencing your society. That tomorrow will be better. Because from one person to the second person, and it will go round, it will be nearer. But if for any reason you fail to do what is being said and you allow corruption to take over your life, that tomorrow you can never be the leaders of tomorrow. And it's unfortunate. May God help us. So when you see something, say something. And if you say it, I tell you the honest truth, both EFCC and ICPC, we will do something.
Speaking at the occasion, the education officer of ICPC, Uzi Agulizi Emeke, thanked management of the schools for accepting to inaugurate the club in their schools, adding that many school principals are yet to appreciate the need to set up the clubs, in their words. He said the purpose of setting up the club was to inculcate the tenet of integrity in the students, knowing that without it, no one can fight corruption.
In the course of our duties, we have seen that there are so many principals, so many vice principals that if we go to them that we want to establish such a club, they see it the reverse side. They will think that it is an avenue for the EFCC and the ICPC to investigate them. But at the end of the day, they would not know that the club will even help them more.
In his remarks, the Enugu North NYC Inspector, Madufore Chinidu, stressed the need to start campaign against corruption from students and young ones so that they will be better prepared before assuming responsible positions. While thanking the NYSC, EFCC and ICPC for organizing the event, the Vice Principal of the school, Academics, Mrs. E.J. said it was very instructive and encouraging that the initiative was starting from the foundation, knowing that the age bracket of the students remain the most vulnerable to corruption attacks. She enjoined the students to avoid corruption, which should not be seen as being only perpetrated by politicians and government officials. The occasion was rounded up with the swearing-in of officials of the club by Oluka and Emeke of the EFCC and ICPC, respectively. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, has revoked the bail granted the former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor Kalu, for failure to appear in court to open his defense. Amina Kawa is standing by to tell us reasons why his bail was revoked. Over to you, Amina.
Kalu is standing trial alongside his former Commissioner for Finance, Udi Odogu, and the company, Slok Nigeria Limited, on an amended 39-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of 7.6 billion naira. Further hearing in the matter was held at the last urgent sitting on Monday, November 5, 2018, as the former governor was absent in court to open his defense. Kalu's lawyer, Awa Kalu SAN, had told the court that his client was in Germany for a surgical operation. He added that the ex-governor had been advised by his doctors to remain in Germany for some time to recuperate. However, the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Jacobs SAN, had expressed surprise at Kalu's absence, adding that he did not know if or when the ex-governor obtained the court's permission to travel out. Jacobs also noted that having submitted his passport to the court as part of his bail conditions, Kalu must always apply to the court for the passport whenever he wishes to travel. He further described Kalu's absence as an attempt to stall the ongoing trial. Jacobs therefore urged the court to interpret Kalu's absence as jumping the bail granted to him. In his ruling, Justice Idris held that it was true that the matter was adjourned indefinitely on September 27, 2018, but that Kalu was on November 2, 2018 served with a hearing notice that the case had been scheduled for hearing on Monday. The judge also held that, though the court received a mail confirming Kalu's treatment arrangement, his lawyer failed to attach any medical report to guide the court as to Kalu's post-surgery treatment. Justice Idris further stated that he will adjourn the case in the circumstances and in the interest of justice for the last time, stressing that Kalu must return from Germany within 7 days and appear before the court. He held that in the light of the provisions of the ACJA, he will not adjourn for more than 7 days from the set date. The judge had therefore adjourned till November 2, 2018 for continuation of trial. At the proceedings, the former governor was again absent in court. In view of this, Justice Idris revoked the bail granted the former governor over his failure to appear in court. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
If you're just joining us, the program is still The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Still on court matters. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Lagos Zonal Office has arraigned one Prophet Cletus Ilunguo, founder, Power of the Holy Spirit Evangelical Ministry Lagos, before Justice S.O. Sholebo of the Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja, on an 11-count charge bordering on obtaining money by false pretense to the tune of 59,760,000 naira only. The report.
The complainant, Obinna Ezenwaka, a former employee of Fidelity Bank PLC, alleged that he was introduced to the defendant's church in 2015 in his efforts to find a solution to what he described as a spiritual problem. Ilongo, upon knowing the status of the complainant, was said to have mentioned a business which he claimed will benefit both of them as well as the church. He was also said to have lured Ezenwaka to buy a property located at Diamond Estate, Festac Town, Lagos State, worth 59,760,000 naira, with the assurance that they would resell it to a Chinese company at the cost of 150 million naira. However, Ilongo allegedly reneged on his promise after receiving the money which Ezenwaka claimed was generated from accounts of various customers of the bank. Ezenwaka, who also alleged that Ilongo diverted the money to his personal use, claimed that he was dismissed from the bank over the issue. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the charges preferred against him. In view of his plea, the prosecution counsel, A. Yerima, asked for a trial date and prayed the court to remand the defendant in prison custody. The defense counsel sought bail on behalf of his client. However, the judge refused to hear the bail application at the proceedings. After listening to both counsels, Justice Solebo remanded the defendant in prison custody and adjourned to November 14, 2018 for hearing of the bail application and November 19, 2018 for commencement of trial. Rola Kyodo Finjolaimi, reporting for The Eagle.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your enquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG at gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can visit our Instagram page at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad. We'll leave you with these words. Your ignorance on corruption is their power. So see something, say something, and don't forget to do something about it. Goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.